Well, hello there. So back again for some Facebook Live on judgment, on being judgmental, on what it means to be judgmental, on why we're judgmental, on is it okay to be judgmental, on what exactly am I judging, on what exactly am I afraid of you judging me about, and everything that's so like crazy lately has these seeds of goodness and these seeds of there's a reason why it's gotten so out of control. And that is because it's human nature. It's human nature to self protect. It's human nature to see things that are different than us as somehow maybe threatening or dangerous. It's human nature to discern somebody who's either okay or not okay, or someone who's like me or not like me. So every time I hear something like, oh, they're so judgmental, or that's so judgmental, and usually it's coming in defense of someone who's afraid of being judged and who's actually spending an awful lot of time judging themselves, right? So let's just say, for example, I have an opinion about how somebody talks, and that could often be, as a matter of fact, I just experienced that this morning. I had an interaction, or I was in a social setting with someone who was really, really loud, and I just sort of had to like temper this racing that started in my head about, my God, he's so loud. Why is he so loud? And then I thought, oh my God, like I'm pretty loud, and I'm definitely big and large, right? So all of these things, and then I can just chuckle at the nature of how my brain just wants to like shut people out, how my brain wants to make people different or less than, or somehow not like up to par in the way that they speak, or their intelligence, or their manner, or some form of like superiority on my part, which of course implies that there's an inferiority going on where they're at. And that's all pretty normal. I mean, I think it's just the racing mind that's trying to understand like what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, who's okay, who's not okay. And here again, you're going to hear me say this again and again and again and again. I do not believe everything that I think. I do not, if I'm actually disturbed about the way somebody's acting and I'm starting to judge them, I do have that pause that can sit in reflection of what do I judge myself about as far as that goes. And it comes up very, very defensively, this idea of judgment around people who, like, if you say something and they don't like it, they're like, well, I feel like you're judging me. And that's just such a tricky. First of all, let me just break down the sentence. I mean, I feel like you're doing this is really just another way to say that the way I'm feeling is about what you're doing. And I hate to break it to you, but the way you're feeling is about you. It's always been about you. It will always be about you. Other people are there to just like trigger and push and press and just allow things to come up that you get to look at. So if I'm sitting in a conversation or feeling inferior or feeling like somebody is judging me, do I really want to vocalize that? Do I want to say something like, oh, I feel like you're judging me? Or another one that I love that I hear a lot is, I feel really disrespected. And that's often coming from people who walk right into like doormats, like laying right down, face on the ground, waiting to be degraded. And it's like, oh, I feel like, you're disrespecting me. Well, how did you put yourself in a position to be disrespected? Because at the end of the day, I'm not looking for anybody to respect me. I respect myself. I respect you. If I take an action that's respectful towards you, I'm not sitting there like watching my timer, waiting for you to pay me back, or thinking that just because I was like honest or vulnerable or truth telling or any other number of nice and respectful things towards you, that you should automatically give that back to me. I mean, that's not the way I mean, I did, that would be nice if that was the way that the world worked, but unfortunately it's not. So for me, if I'm going to like grow my sense of personal responsibility, I'm going to keep bringing it back over here, keep bringing it back to, am I respecting people? Am I being judgmental? And not just judgmental in a discerning kind of way. I'm talking about critically judgmental, like where I think things about people, and it just implies some awful haughty spirit, haughty like superiority, and I actually then walk away from an interaction feeling poorly about them or thinking ugly or unnecessarily critical things. That's like the kind of judgment that I want to stay away from. But just like judging what I'm doing, judging what you're doing, I think we're all doing that. And let me just say this again. Can we please try like not to get attached to everything we think as if it's like has to be right for some any number of reasons, because there's a whole bunch of ideas out there that they're kind of commingled and mixed up and divided. And I think that, like, I hope anyway, that we'll come to find that we're really like the same people dealing with the same basic human nature, the same instincts, the same needs, emotional, mental, physical. It's just that we all have different boundaries around those needs and around those parts of our nature, according to like how we've developed and how we just feel about ourselves. So anyway, just a reminder that judgment is there. Let's try not to get attached to it. Let's try to be more loving. Have a good day, y'all.